came back, though, and it didn't affect you. You drained 3 threes when you guys needed it badly. I mean, just part of the flow, or were you looking to make a spark?
I just feel like in the times that I did catch it, I feel like they backed off a little bit. So, if they give me space and I feel like I can get my shot up, I'm gonna do that. If, it's all dependent on time of score, and, I feel like the first one I had was a little too open. So, after that, once you kind of hit one, you see one going to the basket, especially after, being out for a minute. So you're kind of coming in fresh, and, even though, I might have been feeling a little weird or whatnot, but I just saw the hoop and I shot it, and, I felt good. So that's really all there was to it.
Y'all, Keys got to go a little before them, so if you have any questions for him, if you get him out first and get him out of here.
For both you and Joe together, the combo of you guys, you've played that a little bit, but tonight for long stretches, and it seemed to cause them a lot of problems. What kind of havoc do you guys create when you're out there together, defensively especially?
I say it's the ball pressure. We speed guys up, make them go faster than they actually want to go. So I think me and Joe on the floor is definitely going to continue to cause havoc.
Joe, you feed off each other even though you haven't played together that long?
Yeah, just piggybacking on what you said. I mean, it's like ball pressure. We're quick, we're strong. We're gonna pressure you. We're gonna run you off the 3-point line. So I mean, that was the big key today, running Jordan off the 3-point line, because he's a really good 3-point shooter. So we're just running into help, and it worked out for us. It worked out for us really well.
Kedrian and Joe, I know you all like to get in situations where you can switch a lot, like 1 to 3, 1 to 4. Tonight you weren't. When one of you all were on him, you were staying on him. Is that a little bit of an adjustment, and also maybe for your teammates that they've got to read, hey, who are you on? Oh, no, I know you're not switching.
I mean, I told them before the game that I wasn't leaving him. So going into the game, they already knew that was my matchup. Then going into that game,
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, when he gets tired, I'm like, all right, I got him. I'll stay with him. If I get tired, he stays with him. It's that simple.
Kedie, what did you take from last year's matchup against Walker and UAB and try and put it into this one? Because earlier in the week, Huggins said that you would be the difference maker for West Virginia this weekend.
I'll say make him drive it. He's a really good shooter, but going to the rim, he had to finish over taller guys, and I say that'll be tough for him, especially the guys that we have down low. Finishing over them is not easy, so I was just trying to run them off the line.
And how dramatic was the change you made in your 3-point shot, number one? And it looks like you shoot them about 30 feet high. I mean,
no, I just I got in the lab. As young people say, got in the lab. I had a lot of work. I touched on it a little bit, in the summertime, but there's countless hours in the gym, and not giving up on yourself. It's a confidence thing. It's a mental thing. So, it's one thing to get in the gym and shoot jumpers by yourself, or with a trainer or whoever it is. But getting out there in the game and having the confidence to shoot it is a whole other thing. So, I just think it's my 5th year of college. I feel like I've been around the world and back with basketball, and I don't feel like there's anything that was going to get in the way of me playing my game.
Emmitt, this team's been good offensively really all season, but defensively there have been times when it's up and down. Today, defense seemed to step up. Maybe these two were a big reason why, but how good was the defense today, and how important are these two to that?
Like you said, these two, that's the head of the snake right there, both of them. So, when it comes down to it, we knew what the matchup was. We knew we were playing against the #1 scorer in the nation. You look at the box score, he didn't shoot the ball very well. He had a lot of turnovers. So, I think that's what we talked about all week, and that's all we wanted to do. And I think we did our job. We took their guy out of the game, and without him, I don't think there was no chance that they would have beat us. So, I think as a team, we definitely got to work on a little bit of our rotations. But for the most part, I think we played well tonight. We did our job. This is probably the closest opponent to a Big 12 team that we've had, other than Purdue and the Florida team. So. I just think it's every day we're going to have to come in and get better and, just work on it, watch film. But tonight was a great night defensively, I think.
It looked like the three of you guys had to expend an awful lot of energy tonight. I mean, this was not it was an 11-point win, but, it wasn't an easy one. Talk about that a little bit, about on the floor and student section and that.
We knew what we were getting ourselves into, to be honest. It's a fast team. They play up and down, They push the ball, make or miss. So we just knew what we was getting ourselves into. Coach expressed it. during practice, this team is going to really run. And I just feel like, we were prepared for even though we had some mental lapses, but I feel like for the most part we locked in on the game plan.
Full court press for all three of you guys. How much difficulty and how well do you think you eventually solved it?
It's new for me because I'm up now getting the ball on the inbound, so I'll be thinking I could bring the ball like a point guard now. So it's new for me, but their defense was interesting. They switch. They go from man to like a diamond. They'll go 1-2-2 back in the half court. They'll full court man trap. They got a bunch of different defenses that they do. So, we worked this week. We had the scout team. They did a really good job of, we'd shoot a free throw and we're about to bring the ball inbounds, and they'd one time be man full court. They'd go zone press, and then they'll get back into the half court and be zone and be man. They flipped up the defense every time down. So, that was a big focus on us this week that we really needed to look into, because we didn't want to come out here and, they put a zone on us and we get stagnant. So, I think overall, with the zone and everything that they did, I think we did a good job offensively finding the spots. There was times that we were just trying to figure it out because we just, couldn't see what was going on because they're just all over the place. But, I think we did a good job offensively, and I think this is a well-rounded team game.
Katie, Joe, what kind of problems did full court pressure, cause for you guys, and you think you solved it?
I wouldn't say it gave us problems. We were just kind of, trying to move too fast instead of, seeing what was going on, seeing what spots was open before making the pass.
Yeah, I agree with him. I don't feel like it gave us problems. Like Emmitt said, I think the scout team, because they did a really good job of that in practice, so I felt like we were prepared. The turnovers that we had, I felt like we just speed ourselves up. That's all it was. I don't think they turned us over.
Keith, when you guys were trying to hold on to a lead, you made all 7 of your free throws. That was kind of the theme last year when you won there. How important is that? You guys go 22 or 25 at the line as a team.
When it's a close game, it all comes down to free throws and rebounding and sometimes turnovers. So we shoot 100 free throws at the end of practice every day. So I think that was a big part in our win today.
Emmitt, you played on a couple teams where there were maybe 2 scorers, 3 scorers, and if a couple of those guys had an off night, it was going to be difficult to win. This team looks like it's just the opposite of that. You have an idea, or when did you start getting an idea that this team had that ability that a lot of different guys could score?
Probably like the first or second open gym this summer. Yeah, you walk into the open gym, I thought Trey was a 5-man. You walk in, you see Trey out there acting like a guard. Jimmy was out there just throwing everybody off of him. Kedrian was back to his old self. Eric's Eric. Kobe's aggressive. Everybody, we have so much offensive power, and I think the first time I guarded Joe, I almost fell. So, but it's hard to explain because it's just we have so much offense, but every game is going to be somebody new to step up. So I think that's been the trend of our season so far. Is every game we're a team that can score 10. Everybody can score 10 down the roster, and that's all the way down to the young guys. So as long as we keep the offense open and space, and we know everybody's strengths and we play to that, I think we have one of the most electric offenses in the country.
Jim, it seems like that gives you a confidence. The other team gets on a little run. When you come down, it doesn't seem like there's any panic in the half court. You get set it up, you get into the offense. Usually you get a good shot. Is that the feeling?
Yeah, that just comes with experience. Basketball's a game of runs. A game, any team could go on runs. So it's his job as point guards keep the team calm. Hey, let's run offense. Let's run through it. Let's get a good shot. Let's not get a quick one up. So that's it. I feel like that just comes with experience.
When you practice against so many great scorers every day, how does that make you better defensively?
You don't want nobody to cook you. Because if they cook you in practice, you're going to get cooked on ESPN. And you don't want to get cooked on ESPN. I got dunked on ESPN tonight, so. But I think that's the main thing is just you take it personal more. You know what I mean? You don't want, like I said, you don't want somebody to embarrass you. And, that starts in practice. And, I think we go at it every day as a team. Offense, defense, it doesn't matter if it's the first group, second group, third group. Everybody's out there. We're competing for minutes. Everybody wants to, play hard and get a chance to go out there and make a play. So, it starts in practice. And when we get into the game, it's almost like night and day. You do the same thing you do in practice.
Keith, can you guys play 2-point guards in Big 12 play? I mean, that second guard's often bigger. You guys, would it be a matchup problem, or your quickness overcome that?
I feel like we can play 2 point guards. I mean, Joe's a tough guy. You know, he's not gonna back down from nobody. There's other teams in our conference that also plays 2 point guards, like Texas. They play 2 point guards. So I feel like that's something we can do.